Hello and welcome to our Year 6 transition information video. Normally we would hold 2 transition evenings for parents and students so we can share with you the important information that you will need as your child transitions from Year 6 into Year 7 at Oldbury Academy. My name's Mr. Shackleton, head teacher of Oldbury Academy. I've worked at the school now for over 10 years and I've been the head teacher for 5 years. Before my colleagues start sharing some information with you that will assist in the transition, I wanted to talk a little bit about my philosophy for Oldbury Academy. What I can tell you is your child will be at the centre of all of my decisions that I make in school. I may have 200 members of staff to lead and manage, but children will always come first. I want to make sure that your child can access high quality teaching and learning at Oldbury Academy. Teaching and learning is clearly at the centre of all of the work that we do in school, and we've made huge progress in the quality of our outcomes. I want teachers to be able to teach and I want students to be able to learn. I have high expectations of myself and I have high expectations of all of the students and members of staff at school. My number one priority is to make sure that your child is safe and is happy to come to school. I know if I get that right, everything else will fall into place. I hope you find all the information you need on this video, but if not, please feel free to contact us at any time. I'm now going to hand over to my Deputy Head Teacher, Mr. Pete Davis.
Thank you for those wise words from Mr. Shackleton. My name's Mr. Davis. I'm Deputy Head Teacher here at Oldbury Academy. My responsibility is everything to do with pastoral care, student support, and most importantly for you guys, the transition of students from Year 6 through into Year 7. I'm going to talk to you just a little bit today about our ethos in the school. We think our ethos is really nicely summed up by the word care. What it stands for, the 4 letters of the word care: celebration and celebrating our successes, achievement and making sure that everybody achieves at the level that they should be, respect, which is crucial for society to function as a whole, and respecting everybody in our school community, and arguably one of the most important, which is about expectations and setting them high for everybody in all of those areas. In terms of what we do to celebrate our successes, we're really passionate about this, and this is something that over the last 12 months we've worked really hard to raise the profile of, making sure our assemblies week in, week out are really, really closely focused to the students that are setting the world alight and are really getting it right in lesson every single day. Even since we've been through this period of enforced closure that we're all experiencing at the moment, we're still working hard to make sure we're celebrating successes through our social media channels and recognising the work that students and their parents as well at times are doing together at home, because we think that that is really important to keep that strand going in our work. Achievement for us is crucial. Students come in at different starting points, and it's important that everybody performs at the level that they are expected to. We make sure we've got appropriate support in place for everybody so you can achieve to your potential, whatever your potential is, and really smash through those ceilings, those glass ceilings that do exist for some people. And we really want to push everybody on to be the best they can be. Respect for us is something that we value really, really highly. We're a community, we're a very diverse community. Our students come from a wide ranging area, and we think that that needs to be recognised in the work that we do day in, day out. Our students have different backgrounds. They come from different heritage backgrounds, from different ethnicities. We have students that have different sexual orientations and even so much as liking different football teams. We are all different in what we say, how we act, what we do, but ultimately it's about respecting those differences and supporting each other to get on day by day by day in school, because that's what functioning in our school in a wider community is all about. In terms of expectations, it's one of the things that we really try and set our stall out about from day one. Even now, you will know about our school, hopefully from having been in and walked our corridors and seeing what a purposeful learning environment we have here. Learning for us is absolutely crucial. To do that, we've got to make sure that we've got high standards. We've got to make sure that expectations are clear for everybody, and we've got to make sure that people meet those expectations. If we can do that, it means that our days run really smoothly. It means that our relationships between students and students, between staff and students, and also with you, the parents and carers, is a really productive and a really effective one. One of the things that you'll receive from us at the start of your experience at Oldbury Academy is what we call a learning partnership agreement. It isn't revolutionary. What it does is it sets out each of the expectations on you as parents and carers, on your children that are coming to us as students in our school, but also on us as a school and the service that we provide to you and your families day in, day out. So we break it down, similar to our care ethos, into three things really. The first one is about expectations, the second one is about respect, and the third one is about achieving. And if we can manage to do all of the things that we need to do in those areas, you'll understand that students will just go from strength to strength. In terms of your children, our Year 6 students, what do we want? We want expectations to be met. We want people in school on time every day. We want people in the right uniform. We want people showing the right manners. We want people treating other people as they should be each day and meeting those high expectations. In terms of respect, it's very much the same sort of thing. It's about treating people as you would want to be treated yourself and making sure we accept those differences, embrace them and support each other to move forward. Why? Because as I've said, the third strand is about achievement, making sure that our students achieve. Now, all of those things I could talk to you about all day, but it's most important is that you see and you feel that in action. And one of the ways that you will feel that is your interactions as parents and as families with us as a school. We do expect to have to set high expectations, and you would be right to have that expectation of us to make sure our standards are high. You are absolutely right to expect us to respect all children in our school and to make sure that our relationships are based on respect, based on mutual courtesy and manners, because it isn't right for us as adults in a school to expect that of young people if we're not demonstrating it ourselves. And you are right as parents to have high expectations of us in terms of the lessons that we provide for your children, the learning experience that they receive to make sure that they are able to go on and meet their potential that I've already spoken about. So for you as parents and carers, we have similar expectations. We want you to help us help your child meet those expectations and those standards that we set. We want you to ensure that they are correctly equipped for school, they have the right uniform, that they are here in school on time every day, because we very much see it as a three-way partnership. We set the expectations and we help in any way that we can to make that happen, and you work with your children, your young people, to make sure that they can meet those and they've got everything that they need. It's the same for respect and you setting the example, being the role models for them, that we will be in school to make sure that students see the best of us at all times. And it's about knowing sometimes you may disagree with one of our decisions, you may disagree with one of our rules that we have in place, but the importance of that united front between our parents and carers and us as school staff to support the young people that come to Oldbury Academy each day is absolutely crucial. And the final one, going back to that achievement strand again, you have every right as parents to expect us to push your children and to push them hard. They will be expected to work outside of school. They will be expected to focus in lessons and do everything that they're required by their teachers. They will be expected to work with the support staff that we've got in school so that they are able to be the best that they can be. By making sure the three parts of that triangle, the school, you as parents and carers, but also your children, are all working together effectively, communicating clearly, and are all on the same page, we are absolutely confident that your children will go on to huge successes. Mr. Brittle is now going to take you through some of his area and the work that he's doing to support transition, and I can't wait to see you all very, very soon, hopefully in our wonderful school. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Davis, for handing over to me. Now, my main role in school is to make sure that the transition runs smoothly. As Mr. Shackleton said, this is unprecedented times, so we are having to do things virtually this time. That's not a problem, because as I said in my previous video, we're probably going to send you more information than we probably would if it was a normal school transition and we had the transition days. I don't want you to worry about the fact you haven't been into school. I don't want you to worry about the fact you haven't seen the school. I don't want you to worry about the fact you haven't met loads of different members of staff, because you will get to meet them all, and we will build that into what Year 7 looks like when we return. Okay, but to get yourself ready and to get yourself prepared, we need to look at the differences between primary school and secondary school. Now, at primary school, maybe you had one classroom, maybe you had one tray where you kept all of your work, and maybe you had one desk where you sat for a majority of the day. It's different here, and you will be given a timetable when you first start with us, whenever that may be, and it will have 25 different lessons on it. Now that seems quite daunting. Please don't be scared by that, because we will spend some of the time in year 7 when you're with your form tutor going through what a timetable looks like, going through what all the numbers and the letters mean and what all the different subjects mean. And we will help you to find your way around the school, and we will guide you and give you the directions to get you into the certain areas. And eventually you will build yourself up to be able to find your own way around school. In terms of primary school, again, maybe some of you still write in pencil, and that's not a problem. Because obviously we are aware other people develop at different times in terms of their writing abilities. At secondary school, we expect all students to write in pen, but we expect you to bring your own pen to school. So we will need you to create your own pack of things to bring to school. And in that pack, there's got to be a pencil case with 2 pens, just in case one runs out, a pencil, a ruler, and there may be a sharpener to support your pencil if needed. Okay, it's really, really important that we start to build upon those organisational skills during this time that we've got off now, ready to help us in September or whenever year 7 start. We've also got to think about how you get to school, because it might be that your parents walk you to school. It might be that you walk and take younger siblings to primary school. That might be different. You might have to get to the bus for the first time. You might have to then make your own way home, and it might be getting a little bit darker as the nights draw in. But this is the opportunity now to find out the bus routes, to find out the way that you are going to be walking to school if you are, to find out what time you need to leave to get into school for the bell. And you've got to start to build up that independence, okay? In terms of going to the toilet, I get asked this question all of the time. When you're in one classroom in a primary school, it's really easy to quickly pop out and go to the toilet. When you're in secondary school, you will have a little bit of a break in between each lesson. That little bit of a break is approximately 2 minutes. That will give you time to get from classroom to classroom. We advise that you use your time wisely. So on the way to lessons, pop into the toilet if you need to, but also using break times and lunch times and different things like that. And using your time wisely to make sure you get the best out of school. Now, when you arrive in September, or whenever that may be, you'll be given a form tutor, and Mrs. Mewis will talk more about that at some point. Okay, and that form tutor is there to help and support you. That form tutor is there to answer any questions that you may have. That form tutor is there to be your primary school teacher that you had at primary school, and to be the guiding light for you through the secondary school journey. We are aware it is scary for you to move from primary to secondary. We are aware it is even more scarier now that we're in this lockdown at the moment, and that potentially, as I said previously, that your journey at primary school may have come to an end quite abruptly. We're going to take all that into account, ready for when you start. And we're going to put together a scheme and a programme in place to make sure that any gaps that you missed at primary school, we catch up on in secondary school. But more information will come out about that closer to the time. Over the next couple of weeks, you will see people on the screen, on videos, and on links and on emails that I send to your parents, where they introduce themselves, because I want them to see, I want you guys at home to see more and more people, more and more staff, and get to know them before you start in September, because it's really important that you feel comfortable about starting with us. Part of the transition process is me getting all the information from your primary schools, and we have been doing that over the last couple of weeks. And it has been lovely to speak to a majority of your primary schools to get as much information from them about how we can make transition better for you. And your primary school staff have been lovely and have given us lots of information that is really going to help us for when you start. My job is to make sure that everything is tied together, to make sure that everything is ready, to make sure that you are happy and feel safe, and to make sure that you have got the skills that you potentially need to start your secondary school journey. I'm really lucky. I've been here for 10 years and I've done the transition process for around about 4 years now. So I know the ins and outs of transition. I know you're worried about what uniform you've got to wear. I know you're worried about getting lost. I know you're worried about what a timetable looks like. And I also know that you're worried about how you should be feeling about coming to school. Is it right that you feel anxious? Is it right that you might not feel anything at all? And actually, there is no set prescriptive way of how students or you should be feeling. You've got to feel what you think is right. And we basically are here to help you and to make sure that you are settling in and getting everything that you possibly need to succeed here at Oldbury Academy. I'm now going to hand over to Mrs. Mewis, who's the head of Year 7, to give you some more information.
Thanks ever so much to Mr. Brittle there. My name is Mrs. Mewis. You will have already met me through some of the information that's been circulated through our social media platforms. I will be the head of year next year, and I'm really looking forward to meeting all our new students as and when it is safe to do so. Today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about our uniform, where you can source that from, and just some important information about our expectations around appearances and some of the items that you can bring into school. So, to start off with, you'll see on the PowerPoint details about our uniform. It's very straightforward. It's a black blazer, which must be worn at all times, with a white shirt underneath or blouse, which must be able to hold a maroon tie, then black trousers or black skirts, and I will reinforce to you now that they should be wearing black school shoes and not trainers. With regards to our PE kit, the information is on the board now. I won't go through all of that, but just wanted to draw your attention to the fact we do have a PE uniform. It's an Oldbury Academy branded uniform, and I will go into details shortly about where you'll be able to purchase that from. It is the standard hoodie, shirt and shorts or tracksuit bottoms as standard, and then there are a few extra available items that you can purchase as well. You'll see now on the screen that full uniform being worn by 2 of our Year 11 students, and I'd just like you to take note of the fact that shirts are tucked in, ties are on, and they look really smart, and that's the way we want you to join us when we are safe to do so. Appearance wise, just a few things to note really, and what I'd like to draw your attention to is that if you've got long hair, you'll need to tie that back for practical lessons, and also for the boys, no patterns in hair, no lines that shouldn't be there. It needs to be very much business focused when you're in school, so you look smart enough and you look ready to learn. Obviously, if those aren't in place, we will be making contact with home, but that's why I wanted to give you that information now. The uniform can be purchased from our uniform. We've got 2 uniform stockists. That is Clive Marks in Bearwood. The information is on there, and they have already begun to release information about how they will be looking to support parents with the purchase of uniform. Oaks is in Rood End will also have uniform available for you to purchase. So moving forward now, talking to you a little bit about meeting the Year 7 team. Obviously, myself, I will be heading up the year group, but you will also, over the next 6 weeks, get to meet the rest of the team and other key members of the school community. Those include our curriculum leaders, who will be providing information on the curriculum and what that will look like come September, and also our pastoral team, including our form tutors, who are going to form such an important part of your child's future going forward and how they settle in at Oldbury Academy. So just to go through those key dates from you, from the 1st of June, that week we will be sending out details of the students' form groups, so that should land by the end of that week. Also that week we will begin to provide information from our curriculum leaders to give you a little bit of information about what you're likely to learn about when you join us. Later on that month, week commencing the 22nd of June, we will be releasing videos of our form tutors so that they can introduce themselves to you. And finally, in that last week of June, our form tutors will begin to make those phone calls home to both parents and students to do that personal introduction and just reassure you about what we're doing as a school to try and make sure that that transition from primary school is as easy as it possibly can be. Now, even though the information we've provided today has been comprehensive, I'm sure that you will still have some questions that you may wish to seek some answers for. So can I suggest that if you have any of those questions, you do them through our school admin email, which is admin@oldburyacademy.org.uk, and details are on the screen now. Just a final word from me. We're really looking forward to welcoming you, Year 6, whenever it is safe to do so, and have a lovely summer. Take care.